So I imagine with your focus
Yes.
on talent,
Yes.
you are focused on assessing skills, and this is a topic of conversation in
Yes.
education, sort
Yes.
of the shift to 21st century skills,
Yes.
more employability skills for students.
Yes. Yes.
Is that a positive trend? How are you seeing that materialize in sort of the education landscape going forward?
I believe it's a very positive trend. My driving force, the force that drove me to start this, I started this when I was still a student, a medical student. I come from a medical background.
Yes.
And I started to bring British teachers and trainers to the Middle East to deliver work in education and management. And I was always very thrilled about the way I can bring in this know-how, and not just the know-how, different cultures, and make them adaptable to what's going on here. So I think it's a very positive impact having to work with these people. You leave a great impact, and you just know how to make sure that they are like on the right track to really get,
Yes.
what you have to achieve and what you have to deliver.
Yeah, one of the things that we're starting to see is when students are motivated around the lifelong skill set, leadership
Yes.
or communication skills, etc.
Mm.
They get more connected in terms of an education daily experience to a lifelong goal, maybe
Yes.
focus on an employment goal, and it makes their whole learning path much more meaningful.
Yes, I agree.
Now, when you're assessing talent, in the judging that you had in the Global Forum and others, students, teachers, etc., what are the things that you look for to differentiate, to guide when you give advice or guidance or assessments? What are the things that stick out?
Okay, I like first to feel the passion. To me, passion is very important,
Okay.
and it has to be felt. It's not to be said, and that grabs my attention.
Okay.
So that's the first thing that I just have to feel and see. And after the passion, I look at different aspects, what they have to do, what they're doing. I like to see how the knowledge is in there, how the knowledge is built, like the knowledge construction thing.
Okay.
I like to see how the project has an impact on whoever that is benefiting, whether it's on a school level or on a government level or the level that it is addressing. I like to see also the innovation part. And how much innovation in there. Of course, you can combine this with the usage of ICT.
Of course.
Yes, and technology, how much technology.
And hopefully that's some of the stuff you're seeing in the projects. Good use of ICT with that,
Yes.
coupled with that passion.
Yes. It was a very nice slide you had yesterday with all these parachutes landing on with all these products. I think it was a great slide. So I definitely have to see also what kind of technology
Yes.
is in that project. But the most important thing that I really have to feel is the passion about it and how creative the project is, and of course the impact it has on the society.
Now, I imagine when you think about the success of the projects, and this is from the forum, your judging experience,
Yeah.
it requires great leadership.
Yes.
And in many cases, people who are breaking the status quo. And the impact on that often is hard to replicate. Right, so you have great leaders who are breaking boundaries, making magical things happen, but it's hard to find someone else who says, I like that project, but let me do it the same, because it was so inherent to that person.
True.
How do you try to take the things that you're seeing and scale, give a lesson, a blueprint for other people when it's so connected to the skills or talent of an individual?
I would address this by just making some kind of awareness, starting to do like proper awareness.
Yes.
And making people see that this project is to have an impact on many others if it's properly transmitted, through different channels. I would also identify the different values inside and communicate each value on a separate basis. Make the buy-in of people that they really want to have it, and they really need to see this project happening in their workplace or in their society where they would need it. To me, it's always whenever something great happens, whenever there's a great project, if you cannot make others really benefit from it and have it like widely spread, then what's the use of it?
Yes.
So I would be the catalyst and try to make sure that everyone who is in need of this great project, all the values that this project will have, will be there having it.
And that's one of the things that we have to hold up. And,
Yeah.
and this, hopefully this week in the forum, we've seen some great projects that we
Yes.
want to spread through the world. Do you
Yes.
have any reflections on some of the things that you've seen, some of the things you've learned during the course of the Microsoft Global Forum?
It's all about great teamwork, collaboration, how to make efficient knowledge construction in a way that helps to build up new ideas, good usage of technology with all these great tools that are coming out,
Okay.
and how to benefit like educators, how to benefit the students from this high-tech equipment. I think the best thing I've learned also was this positive energy that was going on amongst everyone. Everyone wants to go ahead and move with improving education, with coming up with new ideas.
Yeah, it's
So,
amazing. That's
yeah.
the joy and the sort of the
Yes.
optimism that you feel is really palpable.
Yes, and you feel that it's building up, that it was different than last year, because when you talk to people who were here before, you see that, you know, the level has raised.
Yes.
And I even noticed that in different speeches, in different workshops, definitely in yours yesterday, how people are really getting, you know, built up. And
Yeah.
it's a, you know, piling or, you know.
Well, I think that people see the urgency of driving change, so that
Yes.
people feel like we've got to make something happen, and the people here, I think, rightfully see themselves responsible for spreading innovation and
Yes.
hopefully
Yes.
making their examples known and shared by other people in the world.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, state of global education, what do you think based on just this few days talking to educators? You're hopeful? What are the things that we think we have to continue to work on?
We have to definitely keep an eye on how things are progressing.
Yes.
Make sure that it is sustainable, that all the great things that were mentioned are well noticed, well, you know, kept on track. I think, you know, as a benchmark for next year's, maybe there should be some real deliverables that are to happen with schools or with educators.
Sure.
And like maybe a pilot group of a certain number of schools, of educators should be given certain tasks and talk to us about it next year. So
Right.
I would give them this challenge. I like to see people always doing and implementing things
Mhm.
that has been said, and I try to my best to make sure that the implementation goes on in a satisfactory manner.
Okay.
So definitely what has been going on in the past few days is great, and we just need to keep an eye and make sure that things do happen and look at what has been happening in next year's forum.
When you go back to me, are there any examples, ideas you want to spread or share, or what's your message to
Yes.
school leaders and schools across MEA?
Definitely the first most important message is keep your eyes wide open for technology, because I love technology, and I think technology has a great impact now on education, on students. We're listening to these two students today that came from England, and the impact they had, but you know, the work that they've been doing was really great listening to them. So technology would be one part. Build on ideas, come up with more innovative ideas, help tech companies to improve what they're doing, talk to them.
Yes.
I like that part very much. And collaborate. Let's really get our education better. We need a lot of work to be done, and if it's not us who's going to be doing this work, if it's not us who's going to be pushing for it, then who else is going to be doing it? So,
Well, let's get to work.
yeah.
Thanks very much for your support.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thanks for joining today's Daily Adventure.
Thank you. Thank you very much.